meet you today for this 20-minute webinar dedicated to the telco business. Telco companies are at the heart of the new phenomenon, the one of interconnection at the global level. And this increase in the volume and use of data is causing new challenges for telco, but also new possibilities. We will come back to the challenges and opportunities that telco face. How can telco leverage data and its exploitation? And finally, what best practices to keep in mind to succeed in this data-driven environment. To start this webinar, I'm pleased to introduce Laetitia Korn, Chief Marketing Officer of Indexima. Hello, Laetitia.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Hello, everyone. I'm Laetitia Korn, and I'm CMO at Indexima. So let's start the webinar right now. So indeed, if there is a sector where the data has exploded, it is the telco sector these 10 last years. What are the particularities of this sector compared to banking or retail, for instance? For example, the telco industry has been at the heart of the internet revolution of the 90s to build a global internet infrastructure and network. This issue was doubled with the explosion of mobiles and smartphones during the 2000s. While the network is still at the heart of telco business, they also thought they would be major players in the content, and they have been competing with startups which are now hyperstructures, such as the GAFAMs, with which they must play now. On the other hand, the investments announced on the deployment of the 5G testify the bets at stake. Telco, like many players, face threats, challenges, and important opportunities that we will try to decipher through the prism of data and analytics. Indeed, the digital transformation and the search for new business models in the telcos are very related to the stakes of the 5G, which one estimates the incomes around 15 billion. Improving the user experience is a necessity for the sector that suffers from a low margin between 1% and 2%. Telco has become a low margin industry, paradox, because the industry requires more and more capital. And finally, the data managed by the operators have become very sensitive over time. Any problem of security of access or data leakage vis-à-vis their customer is a threat for them because it is necessary for them to maintain their domination on the infrastructure through their expertise towards their customers. Telco thus face many challenges, whether economic, technological, or regulatory, which call into question their economic models. In this perspective, they, however, have a privileged resource, data. Ranging from information on the use of networks to the purchases and preferences of their customers, the data collected by telco allows them, once exploited, to be able to evolve more quickly and more strategically to reduce their costs while increasing their earnings to offer new services. So let's start with the 5G, the current challenge in the sector. The promise of the 5G is more speed, more reliability, and more connected objects. We imagine immediate applications for all sectors of everyday life, health, with telemedicine and long-term surgery, Industry 4.0 and maintenance, creation of objects, so on and so forth. Smart cities and autonomous cars as well. We are talking about 75 billion connected objects over time. Advanced analytics will make it possible not only to offer simple connection services, but also personalized machine-to-machine solution designed with an end-to-end logic. Or analytics as a service, data analytics as a service. We imagine the telco being able to offer processing, storage, analysis services for the data circulating on their networks, or even directly resell the information drawn from this exploitation to the other sectors of activity, to financial services or actors, companies of advertising, health, or public services. The data all these connected objects will generate is truly a gold mine to be exploited across all areas of descriptive and advanced analytics to imagine new business models with the various stakeholders. The question is therefore, how will the 15 billion estimated revenue be distributed among the stakeholders? Then the second important theme at the sector is the security and protection of personal data. Data protection is an important issue for telco operators, as it is the case for the banking sector, in order to create a climate of confidence in private data, which is moreover imposed by the regulator in Europe through the establishment of GDPR. And this is key to ensuring and re-ensuring both mobile and internet box customers of the proper use and security of their data. Again, analytics is a way to partially address this point. Indeed, advanced analytical algorithms make it possible to model fraudulent behavior and avoid data leakage. But much more remains to be done to reassure their customers in the context of the free flow of data without the risk of fraud or hacking. According to a 2018 Ernst & Young survey, 72% of us said that we were cautious about disclosing personal and financial information, including on trusted websites. At the end of June 2019, a group of Chinese hackers is suspected of having stolen the names, billing information, and above all the CDRs, call records, of customers of some 20 apparently European operators. Destroying trust in telco infrastructures by breaking the security of access to the most sensitive data is destructive. This type of incident shows the vulnerability of the operator's supply chain when they hold sensitive data. The opportunities to develop offers around data security is a real opportunity. Business intelligence solutions allow the construction of normal network usage models to better identify fraudulent behavior or better secure malicious attack systems. Building predictive theft and hacking detection models are also possible using advanced analytics tools. BT also claims to have generated £500 million in revenue in 2018. And operator Tele2 says it detects now 99% of hacking threats with an app that uses security data from customers' devices. Then, the search for new commercial levers is probably the most complicated challenge on a saturated market with a global equipment rate of more than 100%. In this context, we can cite three areas of optimization for which analytics can also be a valuable asset. First, decrease the churn. Indeed, when the cost of acquiring a new client is estimated to be around $300. This is a real challenge. To do this, Telco can use BI solution to carry out more precise monitoring of the client, historical as well current position, in order to better understand their dissatisfaction and better define the factors of churn. In addition, predictive analytics solution can prevent the departure of a client and trigger retention campaigns. McKinsey thus explained the use by a telco actor of advanced analytics solution exploiting data produced by the company and by third parties. The operator, has succeeded in better identifying and preventing the churn, leading to an annual reduction of 15%. Huge one. Second, in direct connection with the churn is the improvement of the customer experience. This is a very fancy theme there. This is challenging when McKinsey estimates that there are more than 2,000 different reasons for a customer to call to solve a problem. Analytics is one way for optimizing it, by helping call center operators to accelerate the identification and the resolution of problems and thus have more precise and effective communication with them. For example, by next best question models, or even by automating the management of the most recurring problems. A proactive approach is also possible via predictive analytics solution, allowing problems to be identified and resolved before the customer notices. Using a solution providing advanced analytics tools in the network operation centers, a company was able to reduce problem-solving time by 15%, in particular by anticipating 80% of calls, leading to a reduction of almost 20% in field personnel costs and network operation centers. Third point, as we've seen, the last two areas of growth lever are more intensive. This is upsell and cross-sell. With more than 7.7 billion subscription for 7.5 billion subscribers in 2017, competition to acquire new customers is a day-to-day art challenge for marketers and sales team. And once again, analytics can help. With the data accumulated for almost 20 years, the incumbent operators are able to carry out very precise customer segments or even micro segments. Based on the micro-segmentation, analytics is a key instrument to differentiate themselves through new products to offer tailor-made interactions and ultra-personalized routes adapted to customers' needs while avoiding unwanted services. According to Pricewaterhouse, the Turkish operator Turkcell has managed in a decade to adopt an instant vision of the data of its 34 million users using an analytical platform based on an in-memory architecture. This allowed the company to reduce the sales cycle from several weeks to a few days and to make a profit of $15 million on their gross income. Once again, BI and advanced analytics are major assets for the marketing and sales departments. Finally, last point on the use cases, not least, I would like to discuss how analytics can help telco in the optimization of the network and internal processes. In fact, big data analysis also helps operators leveraging networks information to make it sustainable, optimized, and scalable. This is reflected in the improvement of the quality of the service and better optimization of the network. First, regarding network performance and capacity management. Big data enables operators to optimize call routing and quality of service by analyzing their network traffic with real-time CDR analysis. For example, examining the location of smartphone users can facilitate services to or better distribute multimedia content. A better demand forecast, thanks to advanced analytics, allows to adjust the demand at the right time and thus make the network more profitable with better allocation resources. And a better understanding of the customer dynamic using a new service can also anticipate new patterns of use through predictive analytics. On the other hand, big data also allow better management and optimization of the network infrastructure. Network data analysis and real-time data inspection enable routing optimization and improved quality of service. The call drop analysis is a real challenge, and network failures are modeled to better be anticipated. Machine learning and advanced analytics helps reducing network maintenance management costs and reduce downtime by anticipating hardware repairs before the outage. As such, operators can expect to earn up to 30% of operating expenses, according to a McKinsey study. Through these use cases, we understand why analytics as a whole, descriptive and predictive integrating model of machine learning, is a strategic issue for telco. And it's no coincidence that, according to STL patterns, 77% of telco business executives say that data collection and management is a key issue for them. I would like now to share what constitutes for me one of the challenges of a data-driven organization, specifying the different uses of analytics, what they cover, then the characteristics of powerful data platform for an operational data flow end-to-end. Recent technological developments in terms of analytics classify them into three broad categories. First, modern BI platforms. Modern BI technologies are born to meet the demands of flexibility, fast data access, and advanced analysis. The term modern BI refers to the latest practices in terms of data governance by separating responsibilities within an organization. Centralized governance by the IT department, so to say storage, access guarantees, security, so on and so forth, and autonomous and decentralized data analytics for business lines with the goal of making iterations fast around relevant and complete data. Second trend and second ways of analytics is the predictive analytics. It's a form of advanced analytics that uses historical and more recent data to predict activity, behavior, and future trends. This involves applying statistical analytics techniques and automated machine learning algorithms to datasets to create predictive, prescriptive models and build conditional scenarios such as what would be the evolution of my sales of subscription in Germany in case of change of the regulation for the telcos. And finally, the trend is augmented analytics. This is an automated approach to analysis through machine learning and natural language processing, NLP, announcing the next revolution in the data and analytics market. And how to concretely implement these different fields of possible analytics within teams and for which population. I would say in a nutshell that we first need to have a look at a fact. Why do executives and managers still use data very little in their daily decision when, according to MIT, organizations which decisions are driven by data analytics are more predictive and more profitable? Several reasons for this. First, the fear and threats to release data in the name of the sacrosanct security. Second, a lack of awareness of the value of data analytics for their daily decision. But complexity in the architecture of the data information system is often the first reason invoked. So, what are the characteristics of an analytical data platform serving a data-driven organization? First, user-centric. The data platform must necessarily serve the business lines. And what are data-oriented business lines looking for? Easygoing tools. I mean, easy to represent data and insights, of course, and tools with the ability to do multiple iterations on the data, because the analysis of the first answer most of the time lead to a new set of questions, and so on. Second, a flexible platform. The successive iteration by the data and the business lines to understand, apprehend, and mature the data require a flexible platform with as little friction as possible with the IT teams. In the past, BI platforms have been mostly built on frozen reporting needs in the time, with a lot of back and forth between IT and data team. And this is a real paradigm shift. Automating the data flows as much as possible means lowering back and forth between teams, lowering friction, risk of errors, and endless project timeframe. So let's automate the data flow. Third one, robust and fast platform. It has become key to be able to support increasingly large data sets and, of course, in a secure manner. Indeed, the demand for self-service analysis on datasets larger than 500 gigabytes is these days pretty common. And regarding the speed, because decisions have to be closer and closer together over time, the months to wait are no longer tolerable by the business lines. We talk in minutes or even in seconds. A model based on a robust and fast architecture is therefore fundamental. And this is precisely the mission of Indexima with its data hub. Indexima's mission is to put data at the heart of data-driven organizations. The key benefits of the data hub that our customers are looking for with Indexima are of three types. One, have dashboards that load in less than a second, regardless of the volume of the data, and allow the maximum of employees to make instant dashboarding without incessant back and forth with IT teams. Second, allow the CTO, CIOs to divide the cost of the analytical infrastructure, including RAM, by up to 20. And finally, Indexima is agnostic of all data sources and BI solutions, because data is diverse in source and plural in BI solution.
Thank you very much, Laetitia. As we have seen, Indexima allows companies to instantly access all their data. Indexima currently supports companies including the leaders in the banking, insurance, in manufacturing, media, and retail sectors. The whole team remains at your disposal for any further information. Have a great day and see you soon.